So if y'all remember, I said that I was gonna, update the crown of our Chrysler building to fit some of the newer things. Well, I managed to do the entire crown, but what I'm just gonna end up doing is I'm just gonna do lines going up to the very top. Now, the way how I did the crown is gonna seem kind of controversial, because it might not follow the usual standards. So let's run it up. But this is what this looks like so far. It does kind of like run up like this, like a tentacle. But I did end up doing a pretty good job on this crown area. And the best part is that it does actually connect really well to the actual structure of it. Now this does mean that this area is this area here is actually a lot bigger, a lot heavier, and it could actually potentially probably could fail. Because this whole crown section is just being held up by this area of blocks. Now I'm gonna do a bit like this. What I'm gonna end up doing is I'm actually just gonna run this middle up all the way up to here. And then where these are, I'm just gonna run this down like this. Yes, I don't care if it blocks out the windows. I don't care if it blocks out the windows. I want my building here to be lit up and be well preserved at night. But I do have my little escape window there so that I can but this was a very, very, very expensive build. So the reason why it was actually really, really expensive, it's really simple actually. The iron that I use for the crown would not be possible. If you're gonna build something this big, don't bother trying to use iron blocks for like the crown of the building. Cause you'll most likely probably not be able to. But out this way, there's like nothing really in that area of the city. There's like just a lot of grass out. There's a lot of. But this is what this area of the building looks like. I do think it looks good. So this is actually a good chunk of the building, but I'm even gonna put. So this will actually light up a good chunk of the building too, which is what I want. So technically, this whole building does follow along the same principles. But I want to see what this looks like from afar at night. So this is basically our Chrysler building update. Now these two sets of windows here are actually fine because they will basically just get all the light that they need. But after I get this done, I'll make myself something to eat, and then I'm probably gonna head to bed. But I do gotta eat something because I actually lost 10 pounds, which is not good. Okay, so we should be good. And make it midnight. Go out towards this part of the city. And yeah, it does work. The crown part does not need to be lit up that well, but I do like that new part of that crown though. Does this actually look like the Chrysler building now? This actually looks like the Chrysler building now. Now, does it beat that tower over there? Because remember, that tower over there is 95 feet? 95 meters high? This is 118 meters tall. It's this tall. It towers over everything, including that giant destroyer. But how does it look from afar near the statue? Let's look. That actually looks a lot better. A lot better. That does mean I have to update the map over here. So I have to like grab what map is it? But yeah, you can see what the old building and the new buildings look like. But that city destroyer over there is being conformed real good. But I have actually done a really good job actually of. Okay, what's that map right there? It's this one here, I think. Okay, so now what does that look like over here? If I put this map in my inventory and I do this, that does not look that bad. Now, like I did say, when I was doing the Empire State Building area, I was gonna add a couple of new areas, but if I look over here, I'm thinking over here by the train station, or over here by, it needs to be somewhere close, can't be too far, somewhere over here, maybe. I'm gonna make it like a giant square outline. And that's where I'm gonna have the World Trade Center. Somewhere here we're gonna have the World Trade Center. Basically the reason why we did a whole full-on makeover of that entire crown, of that entire Chrysler building, which by the way, yes, it does actually look a lot better like this. It could just, these parts here could have been probably like right about here, but I actually think it fits in really well. Actually, I'm actually very surprised that it actually looks that good, and I think it actually would, yeah, it actually looks like the actual building, but I have been dismantling pieces and bits of the destroyer here, and this destroyer looks like it's about to fall soon. Section 1 of the destroyer has been removed. but it is starting to reveal the middle. But that's all I wanted to show y'all was that we have updated the Chrysler's Crown, which involved a full demo of the original building. And actually, I want to show y'all something before we actually sign off for tonight. It's gonna be like really quick. It's actually here in the bottom layers of the building. It's right here. This is the original map. This is the original map. This is, I think, 29, 28. This is both this one and this one combined. This is where the river would sit. This is where all the other new buildings are, but it has changed a lot. This whole down area here has changed. This area here has changed. All this area would have changed. But like, I thought I should just share that with y'all. That's actually the original piece of history. When you look directly up, you can see that like two-thirds of like, or 3/3 of the destroyer has been cut. But I thought that it would be nice to let y'all know that we have updated that crown section of the Chrysler building, and it's gonna remain like that up until our anniversary of our world, which will be on September 16th, 2026. This world will officially be 3 years old. Well, not 3, but 2. It's like a little over a year old now. But let me show y'all what I was talking about, because I can show y'all the original world. Okay, so I gotta find it. Just gotta find it, you know. So don't tell no one that y'all are gonna see this. What was the world? What has our... Nope. None of these. H. Nope. I wonder if it's this. We're gonna look. We're gonna look to see if it is. If it is. What was this? What was this? Oh, we were attempting to build Notre Dame. Now I remember. Took me a minute. Yep. Here it is. Download. This world is... Yes, it did require me to download something, but... This is the original world. You can see that there is nothing. Like, nothing. It's only these two. This is before Etheria Heights became Etheria Heights. Etheria Heights wasn't even born yet. Etheria Heights was actually carved out of a part of New York City. Etheria Heights was carved out of pieces and bits of New York City and other places. So this is like this was all the original stuff. So this was that one place, that one building that has all these like little areas. Of course, if you have the Empire, this is before I had a door. But this is what I was working on at one point. I was actually working on actual interiors for this. This was what my plan was to do for this entire interior. Then you go up, and then you go up in here. You go out to here. And then you got this. I kept the original stone area, you know, to preserve it. Which is what I'll do. But it took us all the way up here into the crown area. And then, obviously, y'all remember this crown. This is the original crown. Before I did the big update to it. But I spent like so much time perfecting this building. I don't even know if the building has its original map to it. The reason why this building looks all fancy compared to the other one is because I didn't have enough time to do this. This is when I was actually doing windows with doors. Yeah. And then you go through here. And then into here, and you got this big room. This was going to become an office room, which is what I'm actually kind of plan on doing. And you go through here, and then this is another office room. But here's the thing, though. I had to I had to keep the staircase. So the staircase here that you see here was actually put there so that it would actually hide it. But that these were gonna be like security wings of the building, but of course, like, let me get the rain to stop. So this is obviously the front of the building. Now, what you're gonna know about my Chrysler building is that when you go behind here to the back, this is actually what the actual Chrysler building looks like. Go on Google Earth and do a 3D model of the Chrysler building, and try to look down towards the street below. That's actually what this building actually looked like. And then, of course, the Empire State Building here did get cut up. This is when I still had the classic X shape here, and this was when I was still working on the interior. I'm still gonna do interiors for this building. I just gotta figure out where and when. But the reason why that there's this here is because of the fact that I had an Ender Dragon. So let me get up to here, so that you can look at the original Chrysler building. Right about here. Well, and then we can log out, and then goes my original world. That's the actual original name of the world was Empire State Building. It was just going to be dedicated to building just the Empire State Building, which, by the way, that Empire State Building took me about 2 days to build. And then this is the new Chrysler building. You can see what I'm talking about. Which one of y'all prefer, the old one, the nostalgia, or this new one? I kind of prefer the new one, but the old one will still have a place in my heart. But I thought that I should show y'all that, you know? So, like, subscribe, turn your ears on. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I'll see y'all tomorrow for a city update.